What is RTI, a response to intervention? In this presentation, we will highlight and define the aspects of response to intervention and its accordance to the classroom. We will also focus on student and teacher-based knowledge gathered by interviews, as well as taking a look at the many uses of RTI. What is a response to intervention? RTI is a school process used to determine if a student is responding to classroom instruction and progressing as expected. A student who is struggling receives additional instructional support by matching the student's individual needs to 3 tiers of specific instruction. As a teacher, you can collect information by way of screening. Screening is a test administered by teachers that measures a student's skills or behaviors expected for his or her grade level and may be conducted 1 to 3 times per year. The results of these screenings are used in schools to identify students who are considered at risk of not learning the necessary skills expected for the student's age or grade level, and depending on the results, the school can recommend the student be provided additional instructional support as a mode of aid.
The process of RTI. The first RTI tier is based on core instructional research and is generally scientific. The second RTI tier is small group interventions, which means the student is taught in a small group, receives additional instruction time, and is taught using various methods to provide more opportunities for understanding difficult concepts. The third RTI tier is intensive intervention. It's for students who have not progressed with Tier 2 and need more frequent instructional assistance, longer time, and specific skills in order to stay on task. The benefits for RTI. The school can recommend additional instructional support as a mode of aid. RTI seeks to prevent academic failure through early intervention. Students will receive assistance. The process in RTI will help determine the teaching method or strategy that the teacher should use to assist the student. The point of view of an administrator. What is the criterion for a successful intervention? An academic intervention is successful if there is a sustained narrowing of the achievement gap for the struggling learner, as demonstrated by data collected through ongoing progress monitoring. How long should intervention be implemented in RTI? Intervention should be continued as long as the student exhibits a positive response. The interventions will be modified as appropriate when a student's progress is less than expected.
A brief look into a teacher's perspective. Does RTI differ in educational levels? A student will begin in the tier that they left off the previous year. In general, a student should remain on the current tier for at least 8 weeks into the new school year. What role do grades play in RTI? Classroom grades are valuable data in RTI process, but because grades may involve some sort of subjective, they should not be used as the main measure. Overall, we have learned that RTI is a process being used across the countries to provide optimal service for students. It is not a program or curriculum, it is a process or a framework. We also have learned the 3 tiers. First, core classroom intervention. Second, small group intervention. And third, individualized intensive intervention. We also have learned a lot about the interviews from the administrators and teachers. The goal overall is to make sure at any level that no students fall behind.